Hey guys, Zoroarrkk here, and today I'm bringing you guys another video, and I apologise that I haven't been uploading videos. I do actually have a video that I recorded but haven't been able to upload lately, so I'll have the same type of apology in that video. But basically college, I've just started back up at college, and I'm halfway through my course, but because I've been working previously, and then obviously Christmas I sort of did absolutely nothing. A little bit behind in my work, so I've been trying to work on catching up. So after this week, now coming, I should be fine, and videos should be hopefully able to get up. I really hope so, because I want to really kick off 2017 with a bang. But today we're going to be speaking about something that is kind of related to me, obviously being bearing in mind I'm trying to get in the games design industry. Technically already am, in a sense. It's really weird. I am and I ain't. I don't really know. Uh, but we're going to be speaking about the news that came out today with the Nintendo Switch. Obviously it came out yesterday for Americans, I think. And Japanese, I want to say, but it came out today for us Europeans, because it was like 5 in the morning for everywhere but UK. That's 4 in the morning. So I didn't stay up. Bearing in mind, obviously, I ended up having to get up at 7:30 this morning, but I did see it when I woke up. And there was a couple of things in there that I was surprised about, a couple of things that I weren't surprised about. I'm going to go really over it here. So the first thing they really announced was there was not going to be region locking. That was a rumor that had been going around and leaked, and I'm glad for that. Finally, region locking I thought was absolutely stupid, and it stopped something like what happened with Sun and Moon, where UK and Europe got Sun and Moon a week later. If they wanted to screw a country over, they can always get an import. So that's always good. But now that region locking's gone, I'm pretty sure they're just going to release it worldwide and not have any like different dates for like Japan and Europe and America and Australia and New Zealand. I think they also had different times for South Korea as well, but I might be completely wrong in that. So stop stuff like that. So I'm really happy for that, and it means that you can actually take your Switch to a different country, buy games in that country, and don't really have to worry about it. Another thing they said, obviously, was that it's actually coming out on March the 3rd rather than March the 17th, so it's not really too much of a difference. It's only 2 weeks in the future. No, I have no idea what I was going with that sentence. But it's only a 2 week difference in the favour, really, of the audience, so that's always good. And it said that the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was going to be available on release, which a lot of people were worried that it wasn't going to be. So that's great that it's actually, coming out. I'm not really a big Zelda fan, but that did look really good, and I might get it, I don't know. I definitely won't be getting the Switch when it first comes out. I'm going to be waiting until probably July and August time to get it. When hopefully the new Pokemon gets announced, I might even try and get it with a bundle with the new Pokemon. Who really knows? That'll be something to think about in the future. Then moving on to the actual Switch itself, they said that it was a 6.1 inch screen that is 720p, which is pretty cool. Some people were like, oh, why isn't it 1080? It's a 6.1 inch screen. 6.1, and people are also worried about battery life. You think a 6.1 inch screen, which the screen is where most of the battery goes from. The screen and CPU are the two things where your battery drains from. That's why apps like Pokemon Go, that's why that was really heavy in battery declining. As soon as you tilted your phone the other way, or if you didn't have that, you got like a locking screen mechanism, your battery was fine. It didn't really fuss it. So some people were just being a bit too needy, in my opinion, for complaining about it being 720 instead of 1080. At least it's not something like 480 or 360. 720 is still good on a full 6.1 inch screen. That is huge. So that is pretty damn cool. What else do they announce? I'm trying to get the littler stuff away from the bigger stuff. USB Type-C adapter, that's the way you can charge it, which is pretty cool. Means you should be able to charge it into stuff like your computer, your laptop, stuff like that, which is awesome. Type-C though, why Type-C? I hate Type-C. Seriously, it's a really weird connection. Why couldn't it be micro USB? I don't know. Another thing that's good for us YouTubers, hopefully, unless Nintendo have been sneaky, which is probably what they've done because it's the Nintendo, is that we'll be able to use our Elgatos or I think Ava Media. I think they also do it. Ava Media. Sorry, I said it really weird. Is that you can use HDMI cables. You get a HDMI cable in the box to connect it to your TV. So instead of connecting it to TV, you connect it to Elgato, connect the Elgato to the TV. That's hopefully how it will be able to work, and hopefully we'll be able to record videos properly rather than with this webcam here. Because yeah, the webcam was great, but you guys couldn't hear the audio properly. My audio levels were really wrong, and sometimes I went out of focus. Sometimes the lighting was wrong, and the screen tilt. It was horrible. It was a very impractical way, and getting a 3DS capture card was so expensive. That's why I went for this option instead, which, it worked. But actually having the Elgato and being able to use it, hopefully, for Switch will be freaking awesome. Now we move on to probably the bigger things, really. And sorry, I was looking at my 3DS. I'm doing shiny hunting at the same time. Got my first shiny, got a shiny Rockruff, so pretty happy about that. But now we move into the bigger things. So the actual console itself, they said the price was going to be $299 or £279, which I'm surprised they worked out that much. I thought it'd be like 260, 259.99 or something like that in the UK, but it's not. It's 279. I don't think they really announced the European currencies like euros and stuff like that, but it's probably all out on like Amazon. So go and check out your Amazon or your game stores, like GameStop and stuff like that. Game, obviously, whatever you guys have in your select countries, and they might have it on there. But $279.99. Again, this thing got a lot of people a bit confused because sources were quoting about 200. I don't know whether I was just not expecting a low amount, or whether because I'm kind of a little bit in this industry I saw differently. But I expected it to be over £250 towards the £300 mark. I thought $279.99 was a bit weird of an amount. But I was expecting something around about the 250 to 300 mark. Anyway, so I was pretty happy that I actually got that. And some people were a bit like, why is it that much? Nintendo stuff is never that much. It is purely because of the the Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons are really expensive. I mean, you're looking at an advanced Wii remote, I think, basically. Wii remotes were like 15-20 quid. So you're probably looking at like 30-40 quid with just them. Then obviously you got the screen, that's going to be big. The power, it's in it. They announced obviously there's an NVIDIA graphics card in there, so it's going to be pretty powerful. And then obviously you got the Switch concept of it being a hybrid, and that's an instant lot amount of money on there. So you're probably looking at, I think I was worked out probably something like 150 quid for the actual concept and being able to switch to everything and whatnot. Then probably about 70 quid for the screen and 70 quid around about for the joysticks. 70-60 quid for them. So that's where your money's really going. Unfortunately, some people were a bit like, okay, that's a bit steep. But it's not as bad as what I'm about to tell you guys, if you guys have only read that far. Now we move into the accessories. And that controller that they were showing that you could use, so you can sit on your TV and you can just, play with a controller. A bit like this controller here. Alright, if I take that off. A bit like the Xbox controller. It's a little bit different. I think you had like the joysticks at either side or something. They had like a section here. A controller like this. Yeah, that's going to cost you about probably between £50 and £70. It's pretty expensive. I think it's $70. They don't know the English price at the moment, but I went into my local game and they reckon it's going to be about £50. They've got their recommended retail price at $65 at the moment, which is pretty damn high, but they expected that to go down to around about $50 where the PlayStation 4 controllers are. So you can see that's quite a bit of money for a controller on top. You do get, luckily, the docking station in the box, which is... I'd be screwed if you couldn't. So you can play it in every single mode, but a lot of people like myself will prefer the controller rather than the two joysticks. And another thing is online paid service. You know, I have, luckily, alright, my Xbox Live Gold card. Alright, because my Xbox Live runs out in 2 days. Alright, I've basically got a pie. Whoa, pie? Yeah, I got a pie. I gotta buy basically 2 of these every year now, which kind of freaking sucks. So they're doing a paid online service. They're doing a Games for Gold type version, where you get a virtual console game. As far as I'm aware at the moment, it's just the NES and the SNES for a month. And again, I was speaking to game employees, and they said something about it. Maybe you don't actually get it permanently. Every month you switch games, so you never get that one game permanently, which kind of sucks if that is true. And that's honestly the worst marketing ploy I've ever seen in my entire life. But hey, if you buy the Switch as soon as it comes out, you don't have to pay for the paid online service till probably around August, because you know that's another market employ. Well done, Nintendo. People totally don't know that. So that's kind of stupid. I'm probably reckoning between £25 and £35 for that. I mean, Xbox Live and PSN, as far as I'm aware, is around between 35 and 40, and Nintendo offer a lot less for their buck in terms of online services, so I do not expect it to go any higher than that. Moving into the games, they said the games, I think I pretty much confirmed this when the Switch first got really announced, that the games cartridges won't be the same as a 3DS one or a Wii U. I think Wii U's discs, didn't it? I don't know, I never owned one. When I went to go and get one, they were already dead, so I was like, okay, I'm not going to get that. But they're not the same as far as I'm aware, so you won't be able to backwards compatible them, which kind of sucks. They also announced that some third-party games that were coming on. I don't have the full list. You can probably find them online. But I believe, obviously, you got Skyrim. You've got Minecraft, of course. Every bloody device. FIFA. I think there was. I want to say there was a Street Fighter. But I might be wrong in that. And there was another game that struck me out. I can't remember what it was. But there was another game that they also said there was going to be. Then they also announced Mario Kart Deluxe, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or something I think it was called, which looks pretty damn cool. Probably a game I'll get. Super Mario Odyssey, I think the name was. I might be butchering this. I literally read it at 6 o'clock this morning and then decided to do this video at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I could be absolutely butchering a lot of this. But I believe it was called Super Mario Odyssey. And it's Mario in real life, I think they said. Basically, instead of it being like all pipes and all that, Mario is in like a New York type city, as far as I'm aware. Again, I'm literally going by the little bit I've read at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I could be completely making this out of thin air. I believe they also said something about Splatoon 2 that they're going to bring on here, bring on the Switch, which was no surprise. Them two are not going to be coming out at the start of the game, start of the Switch's life cycle, which was kind of surprising. As far as my own Legend of Zelda actually is, and some virtual console games. So I'm actually kind of surprised about that. It means they've got another week marketing ploy to get into the market, which kind of sucks. Never really think that through. They never have like those like 3 or 4 good games. They always have one and that's it. It's like one does not work, because what if it doesn't appeal, you're screwed. You know, for me, it looks, don't get me wrong, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild looks absolutely amazing. But I'm not a Legend of Zelda fan. So that means I'm not going to get it until close to, if not when, Pokemon comes out in August and stuff. And then you never know, the price might have dropped by then. They've lost 30, 40 quid. So, whatever, Nintendo, whatever. They also announced, I want to say, is it Xenoblade? Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles. I believe they're making a new one of those. Then they're making a new boxing game that was like a sequel to one of the games they had ages ago or something. And then they're having a 2-in-1 Switch game, I think it's called, which is almost like a Wii Sports. Again, I skim read this. So I could be completely making that out my ass right now. So that's really all there is to it. I believe for Joy-Cons, to get new Joy-Cons was around $80, I want to say. you can get them in grey, or have one neon blue and one neon red, which I find quite stupid, but obviously that's Nintendo for you. Other than that, yeah, I think that's basically everything. They reckon battery life is going to be between 2.5 and 6.5 hours, and on Legend of Zelda, which is going to be one of their higher graphically enhanced games, it's going to last about 3 hours. So that's on average for the 3DS, so it's not going to be too much difference there. Obviously, you can plug and go, which is quite nice. So yeah, as far as I'm aware, that is really all there is to the Switch, as far as we know at the moment. Obviously, they're going to have E3. That will be coming up in the latter parts of the year, I think. I think it's latter parts of the year, E3. I always forget where E3 is. I want to say it's like June, July time. I'm pretty sure it is, because then EGX is in summer. I mean, you have one between them. Is it Game Fest? I can't remember. I think there's one between them. Because I think it's normally that the Call of Duty gets like teased, because I really paid attention to Call of Duty for the last couple of years. Not now, not unless, thanks Facebook, not unless they've go completely back on what they've done. But as far as I'm aware, it was like announced at E3 and then shown more at Game Fest, I want to say. But again, I really don't know. I don't pay attention half the time, which is really bad, bearing in mind this is the industry I want to go into. And I'm not really paying attention. So yeah, I think that's really it for the Switch. What do I think of it? Overall, didn't expect the price to be much different for the actual console. Bit annoyed that the controller is going to be that much, and it's not going to come like with the Switch. If I can't find a bundle with Pokemon Stars or Clips or whatever it's going to be called, I'm definitely going to see if there's a bundle with that and the controller, to try and get them a little bit cheaper. They also reckon, I forgot to mention this, that the games are going to be around £60. Sheesh. That's higher than Xbox games and PlayStation games. Yeah. So that's pretty steep. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking out for bundles. Paid online service, did not expect, don't agree with, not for Nintendo. There's nothing really with Nintendo online services. Right, Xbox Live is amazing. PlayStation Network is amazing. When it's not down. Sorry. But Nintendo, there's nothing there really. I mean, the only things I use online is I've just started using Miiverse a little bit, and I use GTS, Wonder Trade, and Link Battles and stuff on Pokemon. That's all I use it. There's no like real big service there. There's just nothing that I can really expect. The Games for Gold idea that they've got, trying to rip off Xbox, is stupid. And if it's true that you don't keep the games, then there's no point. Especially as you only have a 32 GB SD card in there as well, which is bigger than the 3DS. As far as I'm aware, I think 3DS is a 4 or an 8, but it's still pretty damn low, when you think about it. But yeah, anyway, will I be buying it? Yeah, in the summer. Probably not when it comes out, not unless something drastic changes. I'm kind of glad I worked and got a bit of money, because that's where that would be going to. And yeah, do I think it's going to be a good console? Or just like a good actual thing in general? Yeah, I do. If Nintendo plays their cards right, they've got a really good idea. But with some of the stuff they announced, the really bad starting lineup, the Games for Gold being shit, the online paid service, the fact that it costs a shit ton for a controller and stuff. And if you want to be sociable, you have to buy joysticks that are $80 bloody. So that's going to be like 60 quid just for a pair. That's stupid. So, that's kind of bit steep on Nintendo's part. But we'll have to see. Honestly, March will be very interesting. So anyway, guys, this has been Zoroarrkk. If you guys did enjoy it, leave a like down below and subscribe if you enjoy my content. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.